We are live.
Woo.
Welcome
Hi,
to community
everybody.
meeting.
Hi.
Good morning, 9:30 sharp. Not late,
Good
not early.
morning.
Well, it's kind of early, but yay! Good morning, guys.
Good
We've
morning,
got a
everybody.
we've got a special intro, and it's a little bit of a surprise.
Well, it's kind of early. Yay! Good morning, guys.
Clap twice. Alright,
Good
ladies
morning,
and
everybody.
welcome to community meeting.
Looking at the chat.
We're gonna
Good morning.
we're gonna talk about our trash goal, and unfortunately, I do not want to say anybody to the tab while we're in community meeting. So, alright, so community meeting. What's level 0, please? Alright. So today we'll be talking about let's say hello to Mr. Key. Well, never mind. Mr. Key's not here, so it's Mr. B. So raise your hand if you know what.
Do you remember that?
I do. Yes, that was Nick Schiller's class on I don't know what day, but yes, that was me hosting Mick Schiller's class. I was Mr. B for the day. Oh yeah.
You were really coming for my job way back when.
Oh yeah.
Mick Schuler shared that with me actually a few days ago, and I was like, "Oh, we've got to play this. We got to play this." So,
Oh,
you are great. You're amazing. Love having you here on the show, and collaborating obviously with Mia. But you can see way back when you were a sixth grader, you had the same energy. Mia, Mia's coming for you next.
Oh, yeah. Can't
Getting her practice in right now. Yeah, this is awesome. So welcome to community meeting, folks. I'm going to step backstage along with Mr. Key, and Joseph and Mia, take it away.
All right, welcome everybody. I just want to say not next, but like later we'll have a lot of birthdays. Like, it's exciting. So yeah.
Explore the impact of Asian Americans, the fastest growing population in the United States, on the country's past, present, and future, told through individual lives and personal histories.
The Asian American story, in very surprising ways, really is everybody's story.
Asian Americans is a documentary series about American history through an Asian American lens.
We have, as Americans, distinct experiences, and once we know our histories and share our histories, we can understand what it means to be Asian in America. To tell the Asian American story, you can't just talk about Asian Americans because, race in the United States is so intricate, so complex. It was not too long ago where Asian Americans were excluded from entering the country.
If we can learn from history, we can avoid repeating it. But even better than that, we can find the things that have moved civilization forward.
We've looked at all these tipping points in American history, and in many unexpected ways, Asian Americans were at the center of those stories.
Part of landmark court cases that have determined a lot of laws, movements that have shaped society.
I hope people who watch this series realize how diverse the Asian American community is and how those stories intersect with the larger story of America.
It's really the history of how people persisted, how people, made a difference.
The American dream is a lovely dream to have, and so people continue to aspire to the American dream.
Asian Americans premieres Monday, May 11th on KQED.
All right.
I hope I get a chance to watch that. That was a really good trailer and rough idea of what it seemed like it was supposed to be about.
Yeah. Our next slide is going to show you that our first episode, just a short
the Asian American story in very surprising way.
Oops.
It's basically describing what it means to be Asian American. It's not just being Asian or Chinese, it's also being Indian and other race. So Mia, would you like to read the little text box?
Yeah. In an era of exclusion in U.S. empire, new immigrants arrived from China, India, Japan, the Philippines, and beyond. Buried by anti-Asian laws, they become America's first undocumented immigrants. Yet they build railroads, dazzle on a silver screen, and take their fight for equality to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Yeah, so if you guys want to watch this first episode, Mr. B or Mr. Key, they will write in the YouTube chat comment box thingy where's the link to that, and if you guys
The
want
program for it, where you can watch it. Thank you guys for coming to community meeting this morning. And this morning, there was also a couple of people that were early that I was surprised by. There's Lewis. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he was here at like 8:50 something, which I'm very surprised. So thank you guys for liking to come.
Yes, thank you. I know. Oh yeah, go ahead, Mia.
Oh, did you want to say something? You could say something real quick.
No, go ahead.
Okay. At Impact Academy, we strive to create and maintain a safe space, both physical and virtual, for everyone in this community.
All right, so this week we're going to focus on our Impact Academy community. 7th and 8th graders and 6th graders, we all know we are the Spartan community, so let's respect that. So we're going to try to show respect and love throughout the chat. So let's do that. And I just want to do our friendly reminder every community meeting that this is a safe zone. This space respects all aspects of people, including race, ethnicity, gender expression, sexual orientation, socioeconomic background, age, religion, and ability. So let's be respectful in the chat. And yeah, happy Friday.
Yes.
And some happy birthdays. Woo!
Ooh.
Someone just turned Can everyone show support in the chat by saying happy birthday?
Happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday. Say happy birthday to yourself.
Happy birthday. Melissa, you're so lucky your birthday's on a Friday. Lucky. Happy birthday, everyone.
Happy birthday, everybody.
Hello? Is anybody there?
Oh, hey, welcome to Tiny Talks. I'm Joseph Johnson. Come in.
Hi, my name is Mia Kendall, and welcome to Tiny Talks.
Wow, thank you everyone for saying happy birthday in the chat. Thank you for your support and love. Make sure, thank you for that video. I love that video. And Emma, thank you. Tiny Talk support. So let's get into it.
Yep. Okay. Joseph, would you like to start us off?
Yes. So this week for Tiny Talks, we're gonna be talking about Ramadan. Yeah, Ramadan. Ramadan. Yes. Everyone knows like I suck at pronouncing names, so just know that. Yeah, Ramadan. So we're gonna be talking about Ramadan, holy month, So we're gonna have some student guests along with a throwback. Some of you guys know it, staff and 7th and 8th graders. Some 6th graders might know it. It's What's the Buzz. So we'll do that in a little bit after we interview some guests.
Okay. Happy Ramadan to anybody in this chat who celebrates it.
Hey, welcome everybody.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming today.
Okay, so oh, go ahead.
Oops. Oh no, you can go.
We're gonna start by introductions. Mia, would you like to start your introduction, and then we'll pass it along.
Oh, sure. I'm Mia Kendall. I'm in the 6th grade, and good morning and happy Ramadan.
I'm Joseph Johnson. I'm in the 8th grade, and happy Ramadan. And then anyone that wants to pick it up, you guys can.
Hi, my name's Amira. I'm in 6th grade, and happy Ramadan.
Hi, I'm Sohail, and I'm in the 7th grade. Happy Ramadan.
Hi, my name's Selena, and I'm in 6th grade. Happy Ramadan.
Hi, my name is Hasnain, and I'm in 6th grade. Happy Ramadan.
All right, thank you guys for your introductions. Do you guys mind if we ask just a couple questions, or me? Yeah, looks like they're hosting. Okay, so I'm gonna ask a question, and anyone feel free to answer it by all means. So let's get into it. So, why do you celebrate Ramadan, and what is the purpose? Anyone can start.
We do Ramadan as a way to get closer to God, and we believe doing Ramadan is like a worship. So we like pray 5 times a day. We stay away from like listening to music, and it's just our way of getting closer to God.
Thank
and
you.
It's also a way to forgive our sins.
Yes, thank you. Would anyone like to pick up on that? No one? All right, and then we'll go to our next question. So our next question is, how long does it take you to get used to not eating for almost a whole day? So like, what is it like?
Well, for me personally, the first day after I opened my fast, my stomach can hurt a bit, but then like after a while, like your stomach and your body like kind of just adapts to it. And like for me personally, I actually started fasting when I was 7, started doing like half a day. So then when I moved to full days, it got easier and it wasn't as difficult at just starting from the beginning.
Wow, that's the young age to start fasting. Like when all the other kids are grabbing McDonald's, you're like, no. Would anyone like to pick up on that?
It takes like the first couple of days to get used to it. And when I was younger, I did half days, but I didn't do as many because I was like always hungry and I wanted to eat something.
Yeah.
My sister's better right now. Like she's about like when I was her age, I started doing like half days, and she's better because like she's already done like a couple full days, and she's only 7.
That sounds like something I do. I will not be able to like not eat for a whole day. Would you guys, just a quick question? Anyone can answer it. Like I said, are there any like exceptions, like drink wise or snacks if you're like crazy hungry or something?
You gotta.
You can't like drink water. You can't like chew gum. You can't like have peppermint. Like if it goes in your mouth, you can't have it. So
Wow.
it's basically just like no food, no water.
No water?
No water.
Wow. That's cool. That's interesting. That's something I probably can't do, but you guys seem perfectly fine, so I'd probably could stick it in for one day. So yeah. And then we'll ask our next question. So our next question is, what are different prayers during the day? How is prayer done? Why do people wake up so early to complete a prayer, to do a prayer?
Well, in total, there are like 5 prayers and like it has to be done at certain times, and that's why some people wake up early to do the prayer at the certain times. For example, the first prayer is called Fajr, and it has to be done before the sunrise. And then the second prayer is called Zohar, and it needs to be done like midday. The third prayer is called Usher and needs to be done in the afternoon. And then the fourth prayer, oops, not prayer. The fourth prayer is Maghrib, and you have to do that at sunset. And then the last one is called Isha, and then like you just basically do that at night.
Wow. So, just a quick question: like, what time would you guys wake up for your first prayer? Since it's before sunrise and like I think it's daylight savings. I don't know, but yeah, like what's the earliest you woke up for a prayer?
Probably like 4:30, maybe like 4 o'clock, and then we would like probably pray at like 5 because we have to like get ready, brush our teeth, eat, like drink a lot of water, and then we pray. And then you could basically do whatever you want like after. Some people go to work, some people go to sleep. I personally go to sleep and then wake up for class.
Yeah. So, another question. So, when you do your prayer, are you fasting at the moment, or would you guys like? What time would you guys start fasting? Because you guys wake up around 4:30. That's the earliest. What time would you start fasting?
The moment that you finish praying, your fasting has already started. So once you finish praying, you can't drink anything or eat anything after that.
Okay, so that's why you said before your prayer, you drink as much water as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, will anyone like to pick up on that? This.
So we start fasting at around like 5 in the morning because like we wake up at like 4:30 to like eat and drink, and then we break our fast in the afternoon before Maghrib. So like after the adhan goes during before Maghrib, I mean during when it's Maghrib time, then we break our fast. So we fast for like 14 hours.
And then our next question. Oh yeah, it's on the StreamYard. Okay, so what do people eat during Ramadan to survive during the day? What type of foods during Ramadan are the most popular?
The most like common foods that people eat during Ramadan is probably dates and fruit, because many people break their fast with dates. We also eat dates in the morning just because it's high in like protein, and um, it also just like helps with like not getting hungry as like quickly.
Would anyone like to just talk about that?
Well, in my family in the morning, we don't really eat anything special. We eat this tortilla thing called a roti, and then we just eat some veggies or meat with it, and then but we make sure to drink like a lot of water or tea because it's gonna be a fluid for most of the whole day.
Wow. I mean, as long as you guys could eat like during the you said before you pray. So like before you do your first prayer, there's like no more eating, right? Or drinking.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I eat like at 4 and then you guys pray like 4:30 maybe?
Okay, sometimes.
Okay. So if I eat at 4 and then you guys pray at 4:30, maybe 5, I'd be good.
It kind of like depends how what time you wake up or like how long it takes you to wake up, because many people like turn on the news, like watch while eating. Some people like taking their time, that's why they wake up so early. um Also, like just because many people don't want to like rush, many people just want to take their time. So that's why you would probably wake up early, probably at 4:30, and then pray at 5, just because the normal Fajr time is 5. So when you wake up at 4, you have a whole entire hour to yourself to like wake up, freshen up, like eat anything that you want. So that's just kind of why you would probably wake up at 4 and then pray at 5.
Wow. Thank you. If no one wants to pick up on that, we could answer our last and final question. Well, I have one more in mind after this one. How do family dynamics shift when eating and fasting? When everyone is fasting, like what is it like when everyone's fasting?
Well, in my family, it's really like it's not as we don't work as much because we're fasting. We can't drink, we can't eat. We get tired a lot, so we're really occasionally doing our own things or doing like working together, cooking food for sunset. So when it hits around sunset, I go to my grandparents' house and we all have dinner together, which normally I don't do often. But my family dynamic really does grow in a way.
Thank you. Would anyone like to answer that question as well?
I feel like for my family, it's kind of like our time to get like more together because we're all kind of like on the same schedule. You know, we're waking up at the same time, we're eating at the same time, we're all praying at the same time. It's kind of like just a time to spend more time together.
Okay. And then anyone else?
I personally think when like my family's fasting, my dad he takes a week off from work just because the first week of Ramadan is probably the hardest. So maybe after a week he goes back to work because he's finally a little bit used to it. And for us, like it's easier for us because we do online school. So when we just stay home, like just do our homework online. So it's much easier for us than it is for like our family, just because he has to go to work and he has to like work hard outside and it's hot. So I feel like that's kind of how it works for us.
Thank you. Just a question. Actually, I know we're gonna throw it back to what's the buzz, and then we have Mr. Key. If anyone wants to just ask one more question in the chat, then I think we'll have a quick 2 minutes to answer that. If someone has one off the top of their head, or if Mia, you have a question, or if anyone in this meeting have a question for the other person about their family dynamic or like about whatever. If you guys want to ask questions to one person or
I have a
to
question. Actually, I have a quick question for whoever would like to answer, or if everybody would like to answer. So I'd like to know how it works when you guys in the morning, when you guys before the sun rises, if you guys are breaking like just the fast from the food, or or the fast from like TV and music and stuff, which I've heard. I don't know if that's something everybody does, but that's a question I have real quick. Would anybody like to answer that?
Yeah. So in my family, it's just like you fast from food and drinks. You don't fast from like your electronics or TV or certain activities. It's just the food in my family.
Thank you.
Some people try to resist food and water, but we also have restrictions of like not yelling, not swearing, not not like listening to music, because we believe that that's a way of not like um, not like focusing on God. So we basically stop listening to music, and we can either practice reading the Holy Quran, or we can read it, or we can listen to it, or we can just practice however we want it to.
Yes, thank you all. Once again, thank you all for coming. I appreciate the time you guys made. Yeah.
Thank you for teaching us new things about Ramadan that we didn't know, and sharing that with our community so we can all have a better understanding for the religion and the customs that goes along with it. So thank you all of you for coming and answering some questions and telling us about this holiday that you guys celebrate.
Oh, one more question. Sorry. Anyone can take 30 seconds. Miss Lay said, because it popped out because I'm always hungry and I love dessert. What are some desserts you guys would eat? Like what are some of the favorite and popular desserts to make during Ramadan celebration?
There isn't really like any like dessert. Like it's kind of more like well, I know in my family we when we're opening our fast, we eat a lot of fried food and fruits, but then like sometimes you can eat sweets, but we don't usually do that all the time because we're weird, I guess.
All right, thank you guys once again for coming. This was actually very fun. It was interesting to learn about the Ramadan culture and like celebration and the religion. I appreciate the time you guys made. Yeah, time talks on. Have a lovely day. And yeah, so everyone in the chat, we have Mr. B coming in. So it's gonna be just a throwback for this one day. I told him just this one day for What's the Buzz, because we all miss it. Some of us miss it.
Okay, I will. And I brought a special guest with me. It's a childhood friend of mine. Say hello, Shazad.
Hi, guys.
Hi. Thank you for coming.
Surprise!
I gotta take a screenshot now. Hold on.
So this is Shazad and I both in middle school on the left-hand side. And then when we graduated high school together. And the person in between is Christopher Koo. If you all remember, I interviewed someone not too long ago, Yenna Koo. That's his sibling. And so just wanted to bring him along. I contacted Shazad and I said, hey, we have some students coming in to share about Ramadan and just about the culture. It's been something that has been important for our community to share what students have within their own individual communities, but also how can we bring more people from outside of the community? And so, Shazad, you're outside of our community, and we wanted to just learn about your upbringing. I think you and I connected when we were younger because we were both immigrants, immigrant family, and trying to, sorry, I'm trying to get Joseph. There we go. Trying to live out our customs and our cultures while, being acculturated to the American culture. So just wanted to hear from you, your first impression after hearing the students talk. What do you think?
I think it's beautiful what you're doing. It's incredible to see so many Muslim kids. So they seem so confident and collected, and they had such great answers and everything. So it was really nice. I remember when I was going to school, I was one of two in our grade. I think it was Sophia Hassan was the other Muslim person in our grade. I don't think there were many at all. So it was like, I was like kind of by myself. I wish I had somebody that I could talk to and learn more from. But I had a lot of family near me. And so I had cousins within like a mile. So that's how we kept the culture and everything going. Growing up, we used to, all of us would get into our little car and we used to go off to prayers in Queens because there was no mosque nearby us that we could attend. So I just remember all those things. And then when we were younger, Ramadan actually was in winter. So the fasts were much shorter because the sun would go down a lot earlier. So I just remember all those amazing things. Somebody asked questions about sweets. Sweets are really dependent on where the person's from. So from where I'm from, the big sweets are like gulab jamun is one of them. Ras malai is another one. I'm sure some of the Indian or Pakistani students can probably relate to that. Overall, you guys had some great answers. And the one thing that I'll say is that I don't know if it was mentioned or not, but one of the things that my parents taught me is that it's not only like a spiritual thing and closest to God, it's also like to be closest, to have closeness to people who are less fortunate than you, right? To understand what somebody who doesn't have food, is feeling right now, right? That's a really important thing. It's kind of humbling, right? To go through a day and not drink water, not have any food and stuff like that. I thought that was like one of the most important traditions or things that I took away from Ramadan. It's 30 days. Well, it can be 29 or 30, depending on the moon. So on the 29th day, you look for the moon. If you see the moon, then Ramadan's over, and Eid is the next day. If you don't see the moon, then Eid continues for one more day. So one more day of fasting. So it's like Groundhog's Day, only with the moon.
Right.
Those are all things that we look forward to. And then I don't know if Eid was covered, but Eid is like our day of celebration. I liken it to almost like the Christmas because we get dressed up in our best clothing. We go to like a morning prayer, right? Like as people will probably go to church on Christmas.
You say Eid al-Fitr?
Yeah, Eid al-Fitr, right?
Okay.
Exactly. And then we'll all collect at one person, like one family member's house, and then there'll be amazing food that we'll have there. Everybody will be just so tired from all the food because we're not used to eating that much food during the day. and then we'll probably like hang out, play some games, and then pass out.
See, the itis. Everyone gets the itis, no matter what culture. It is widespread.
Yeah, it's universal, for sure.
Someone mentioned winter with question marks in the chat. I don't think they know when you said Queens that you're talking about New York and being on the East Coast, and so the weather there is very different, right? So can you give some context to how that might be different in terms of?
Okay, so right now it's 1 p.m. here. I'm in the East Coast. I'm in Pennsylvania, and Ramzan moves every single year. It's a different time every year. We go by the lunar calendar versus the solar calendar. So every year it moves a couple of days. And so, I'm 39 years old, so it's moved a couple of times for me since I was younger. So, a long time ago, Eid used to be in the winter. And then if a couple more years will go by, it'll be in the winter again. So, it's right now it's tough because the days are pretty long. Our fasts are around like 7:30ish, end at around 7:30. But during winter, sometimes sunset was around 4 o'clock, so you had really quick. Yep, yeah, it's exactly right. It's because of the lunar calendar. Thank you, Hazrat.
One of the things that we didn't get to ask the students, but maybe you can talk from your perspective growing up. Like, what is helpful for you as a Muslim? When you're fasting, how can your friends really be supportive, or how have they been really supportive?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a very good question. How can our friends be supportive, right? I think just understand that sometimes you might be cranky, right? Because if you haven't eaten in a while, you get kind of your temper, it may be a little bit high, but that's something that you try to fight during Ramadan, right? Is that you want to control your temper, you want to control what you're eating. It's about like spirituality and really fasting on multiple levels, right? But your friends, just ask about Ramadan, be as educated as possible, like what you guys are doing right now. Some of the questions are fantastic. I think some of the other questions that you had were like how many, who's fasting right now, right? So there's 1.8 billion Muslims around the world. That's 24% of the world's population, right? Not everybody's fasting, to be honest, but a good chunk of them are fasting. So just remember you're not alone, right? When you're fasting, and then if you want to greet them, you can say Ramadan Mubarak, which is like happy Ramadan, and then or Ramadan Kareem, which means generous Ramadan. So these are good ways to just sort of make them feel like, I'm part of the bigger community, and my friends are taking an interest in what I'm going through right now. So that's pretty cool.
Do you have any like a last message that you'd like to share with our students that are Muslim and that are celebrating?
No, just have an amazing Ramadan. Get the most out of it. Really take to heart all the things that you're supposed to learn from it, which is this closest to God, the spirituality aspects of it, right? Fasting in many different ways, from food to like I remember one time my parents turned off the TV during Ramadan. That was really rough. But that's another thing. Music is another thing. But there's all these different things that you take away from it. And then for me, the biggest takeaway is just understanding that there are a lot of less fortunate people out there, and just be conscious of that, because that's an important thing, and it keeps you humble. And that's pretty much it. And if I try to do like charitable things when I can during Ramadan. I remember when I was younger, I used to volunteer at food kitchens, or we would go do like Habitat for Humanity and stuff like that. If you're able to do those things while fasting, try to do them. But all these things are really, really important.
Appreciate you so much. I wish I could have you on longer and talk about so many other things, but you and I have spent so many years together through school, and I feel like I'm just scratching the surface of knowing more about you. So I appreciate you coming through and sharing this with the community. And Ramadan Mubarak. Sorry.
Ramadan Mubarak to you and everybody else too. Thank you so much. It seems like you have a great thing going. Congratulations, Omar.
Thank you, Shazad. All right. Take care.
Nice.
There it is, folks. Look at those young faces. All right. We're going to say hello to Mr. Key. Come on, Mr. Key.
Hello, everybody, and Ramadan. That was great. Love hearing from our students. Love hearing from your old bud, Mr. B. Happy Friday, everybody. And let's roll.
$25, 2560. How does an awesome possum impact decorated teaching staff? Unite the students through Zoom chats, doing distance learning like academic acrobats. Breathe in, breathe out, you ready for more yet? So what did I miss? What did I miss? Impact my home sweet home, I wanna give you a social distance hug. We've been praying for more rain all spring. This pandemic, man, it's the worst thing. Then put a mask on right, cause it saves lives. Woo!
All right, so we're gonna welcome Hasnain back. Come on in, how's it going?
Good.
Good, hey, Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Mubarak.
But you're here to talk a little bit more about your art. So what are we gonna see today?
More memes.
More memes. All right, should we roll the clip?
Sure.
All right, cool. All right, so what's the story in this meme, Hasnain?
So basically, like, it would just be like, there's like a bad guy chasing you, and then after that, it would just be like, you would fall, and then you would like, sometimes like people like do like twists, or like it was a dream and then they wake up, or either you like fall on something when you get to the bottom, or yeah, there's a bunch of different twists that people add to it, but I got like, I didn't know what to put, so I just ended it while he was just falling.
Ooh, so we've got a mystery ending. How did you pick your music?
So this was a trend in like January. This meme was a trend. I did it, but then I decided to like remake it because I wanted to see how much I improved, and I improved like a lot. So I was actually proud of this one more than my other one.
Cool. Wait, so you call it tweening, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like your tweening skills since the last time you were on the show have really improved. Would you agree?
Yes, I've been practicing.
Nice. And the tweening is the animation that happens between the still images. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. You're helping me learn here on the show, so I appreciate it. All right, should we take a look at the next one?
Sure.
Let's go to the next one. Cool, we can watch it again. Here we go.
I just wanna be loved.
So this one is full of mood. What mood were you going for here?
So like this character, me and my cousin Amar are working on a mini movie, and so like There's like no one left on Earth except him and his sister. And so like that's why he's like really depressed, because like there's no one. So yeah. And I'm still working on the mini movie script, so it's gonna take a long time.
Yeah, man.
And his name is Leo.
His name is Leo, and what's his sister's name?
Leah.
Leo and Leah. All
They're
right.
twins.
When do you think it's going to be done, Hasnain?
Maybe in the next month or so.
All right. Can you share it with us when it's done?
Yeah.
Cool.
Me and Amara can come on together and show it.
Yeah, I love it. We would love to see it. We could have a premiere screening right here. Well, thank you for sharing your work with us again. It's looking really good.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Have a good weekend, Hasnain.
You too.
Thanks. All right, so show some love for Hasnain in the chat. I've already seen a lot of props and comments there. We have one more guest today before we close out, and we have Caesar is here in the room. All right. Hi, Caesar.
Hello. Thanks for having me on the show.
Hey, I'm really glad you reached out to me. So the last time you were on the show, you shared something with us, and today you're going to take it to the next level. Can you tell us a little bit about what we're going to see?
All right, so this song is a very popular song back in Japan, and it's used by it's made using the Vocaloid software again, but this time it's with a different voice bank. It focuses on the Rin and Ren side of things. So this voice bank is like how do I say it? It's basically it's supposed to be a contrast to like a more the other one, the red one, Maiko, that voice bank, because this one is more high pitch, so it's made for more high energy songs compared to the other one where it's made more for like something like jazz or slow songs.
Got it. And you are pretty high up in the standings in the world for this, right?
Yep, 98 and it's still standing.
98th and it's still standing. Okay, cool. And then you also added in a translation with subtitles for us?
Yeah, I did, but then I contacted some guy and I used the subtitles instead because I didn't have enough time to make my own. But
Okay.
I touched it up a little bit.
All right, cool. Should we watch it?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. All right, so if the video finishes out, if you give it a pause, Mr. B, because we only have a couple of questions or a couple of minutes left. Dang, 100% perfection. Good job, Cecler.
All right, thanks. Sorry, I was a little bit frozen for a second.
I think I might be frozen. I can't tell. You might have just broken everything. It was so impressive.
I'm sorry.
All right. Well, good job, Caesar. Thanks for coming on. You're epic. That was so amazing. 98th in the world. And can't wait to see what you accomplish next.
Thanks for having me on. And I'm going to try to make one last appearance, hopefully by the end of the year.
Cool. Sounds good. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Everybody. So first we started with Asian American episode theme. Second we did Party Talk. Third we did Hello to Mr. Well, third we did What's the Buzz. And then lastly we did Hello for Mr. Keith, and that was all just awesome.
That was so good. Everybody here is so talented.
Thank you for all the work that y'all have done. Props to our students that came through, our special guest Shazad, and hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. Those that are observing and fasting for Ramadan Mubarak, and take care. See y'all later.
All right, thank you all.
Bye, everybody.
Whew.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Have a good weekend.
This was awesome.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. And